am Chris McPherson, and I'm pleased to be here with you today. You could have been anywhere, and you decided to be right here just for a moment, and that is a great thing. Today, I want to talk to you about your intuition and its ability to help you along your way. So, our intuition is something that is inherent within us. It is our ability to understand things instantly without any conscious reasoning around them. Your intuition is a sense that is given to you in order to help you. So when we talk about our conscious level of thinking, consciousness is the decisions that we have to make and the way that we make processes around our decisions and our outcomes. And an example of in a mathematical equation, 1 plus 1 equals 2. Well, that is a conscious outcome of an equation. Well, if we talk about then our intuition doesn't say 1 plus 1 equals anything. Our intuition will simply say 2. That's all it'll give you. It won't say too much. It won't say too little. It won't say big 2, little 2. It'll just say 2. Your intuition is there to help you. As I understand intuition, it talks about our ability to understand things without cognition or the cognitive process of making a decision. So that means the decision is already then provided for us. The answer solution is given. But a lot of times we never listen to our intuition because we're looking for the equation outside of ourselves to consider what we need to do. Whereas the answer has already been provided. When looking at intuition, we must understand our levels of consciousness. So there's the conscious mind where we're making our decisions. We can learn languages. We can learn how to play instruments. We communicate with people. It's great. We are conscious. There's also things called our subconscious, which is a level of consciousness that is below our conscious level that also affects the decisions that we make. For instance, if I happen to have had a bad experience with a certain color, I may find then now in my wardrobe that I do not have any of that color present, or I don't have that color car, or anything that I utilize in my day-to-day is not that color. Now, it's not anything that I'm consciously doing now saying I don't want to have that color in my palette of choices, but because of the experience of what happened, it has created a subconscious context around that color. Therefore, it's driving my conscious decisions away from utilizing that. But either way, our consciousness is our ability to understand and be aware and responsive to what is going on around us. Well, why do I mix then our intuition with our consciousness? Because I think our intuition is part of our consciousness. When they talk about the human brain, they explain that we only operate at a minimal capacity of our level of consciousness. Well, I believe that that is true, but I also don't think that humans will get to a level of where we're using 100% of our brain capacity. You see, the reason I believe that is 100% of our capacity is not in our consciousness. Our subconsciousness has parts of that, and so does other realms of conscious state. Our intuition is probably the biggest piece of our consciousness that we need to use in order to change how we want to for the better. Our ability to relate to our intuition is only going to help us out in situations. So I'll give you a story, and this one is a true one. A couple years ago, I had a dream. I was in a subconscious or unconscious state, in my bed, mind resting and dreaming, open to whatever is presenting itself. During this dream and these times of thought generation, I actually had a dream that I was playing roulette. And within this dream of playing roulette, the number 1 came up and I won. And that was my dream, okay? Now, there were other things that happened in the dream, but that was part of it that I took away from that. So the very next day, I actually went to the casino. And what game did I play? I played roulette. And I came sitting at the table with a conscious idea of playing the number 1 to be able to win. And I didn't know when to play the number 1. I didn't know what exact moment it was going to come up, but I knew number 1 is exactly what I needed to play in order to win. But what I didn't do was trust my intuition. You see, the dream and the vision had already been given to me. 1 plus 1 equals 2. My intuition told me red. 1. That's it. But what did I do? I didn't trust my gut. I didn't follow my intuition. I played one, but if anybody knows the game of roulette, you can play a solid number, or you can split the numbers, or you can play it in a variation with other numbers. So instead of playing a solid one, I actually played my one and split it with the 0. Ball goes around, and imagine what happened. The number 1 came up, it was red, and I won. But my winning was thwarted because I split what I was wagering on another number that I didn't have in my vision. Why did I do that? Trying to protect myself from the worst that could happen versus going with my intuition, which was creating the best outcome for me. I only bring that illustration up to tell you that your intuition is very real, and I've seen it appear in my life. If you think about it, all of you have. There's been situations that you can't explain where something felt so right that you never had to question it. And if you went in that direction, I'm sure you were better as a result of it. So when we talk about our intuition, we need to understand that it is there to help us. You know, that gut feeling that you have will never steer you wrong. It is there to only benefit you to achieve what you want. What we have to get better at is losing our consciousness of understanding based on rationale and start getting into the irrational world of our thoughts, the world of our being, the world of the universe and God and the celestials and how they all come together for our good. It's called being in flow state, and individuals know it. When you're in flow state, you can't really describe how you got there, and you're just hoping that you never get out of it. But when you're in flow, everything seems to be working together for your good. Well, my friends, your intuition is inherent within you. It is built to do just that. But if you never listen to your intuition, if you never trust your gut, it won't be able to fulfill its purpose. And ultimately, you may not be able to either. So the message today is be confident in the way that you feel. And if something goes beyond your understanding, trust it is real. Trust it is that sixth sense that is there present for you to help you, and it will do just that. Remember, my friends, this is the positive place where we come to discuss, learn, and think about all things that are positive as we work to become our best. I'm confident that anything you want to achieve in this world, you can do. After all, it's possible.